Hello, hello, and good day, everyone. Welcome to Drakan HK's Glitch Tutorial, episode 68. We got this episode, and we got one more episode, and we'll be finally done here in Shiverbane. So what we're going to have here is some good old mountain bypass glitch fun. So the first one we're going to do is mountain bypass into the location where Maulgak and the two Desert Lords are. We're going to go and mess with the cutscene. So let's think about a good place to go ahead and mountain bypass into. We're gonna mountain bypass right into here, or go over here. I think I'll try over here. Either location is fine. The whole point is just trying to get Arokh to bypass right into here. I'm trying to find a nice, good crevice I can try to use to have Arokh bounce off of to get into the mountain here. There we go. Okay, oh, I actually already got in here. Yeah, the cave is actually pretty close to the mountainside, so it's pretty easy to pop in here automatically. No need to save the game in order to pop in here, especially since the cave is already rendered. So now that we're over here, we will need to save the game because, well, messing with the cutscene, especially when you want to fly in with Arokh, can be a little tricky because of the low ceiling and platform that Arokh will be forced to land on if you're not careful on your approach. What you want to do is be about in the center here of the, just above the cave here, about the center of this. And if you just fly out just low enough, you'll trigger the cutscene and not clip in. You go right in here, and let's see. Okay, got it to work. I think Arokh's flying.
The human is more
move him around. There he is. Ha!
Cannot hold out forever.
Brother Yadin is right.
I just love that how these guys have basically no idea that Rynn and Arokh are here, or could care less.
If you had taken Raven's hold in time, the first gateway would still be closed, and the Northmen would not have been reinforced. Our master considers these failures to be yours.
Our failures? You said she would never make it to the Northlands. What of your assassins?
Our agents have proved less capable.
Yeah, they sure have proved less capable.
Still,
I mean, on a more serious note, how do they plan on stopping a mountain bypassing dragon?
You make reparations quickly, or he may choose to cut his losses in this region.
Oh no, she's here. She's flying around. Whee!
We will deal with the woman ourselves.
Woo, okay, and yeah, you guys are done. So now let's show you guys one more thing you can do, which revolves around getting extra experience from here by killing Maulgak. So for this one, we want to fly Arokh into here. Though I didn't quite need to do that to risk opening cutscene, we want to position Arokh back here behind the barrels. In fact, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the barrels. And then send Arokh right down here. And we're going to position him right back in here. Let's try to get him a good distance so he's not covering Maulgak. We want him to be just far enough away where he can just be blasting at him. Let's make our way up the elevator and trigger the cutscene.
You said the dragon girl will be taken care of. She's destroying your precious barrier, and now she runs loose in the inner compound. Where's the aid you promised? Calm yourself, Maulgak. The human is more resilient than we'd imagined, but the luck cannot hold out forever.
Brother Yadin is right. If you had bothered to organize your warriors
So now we got some nice bonus experience from killing Maulgak in that cutscene. Now, unfortunately, we can't get Maulgak's hammer by killing him in the cutscene, but we of course can still get Maulgak's hammer when we later face him in the arena. But that being said, let me show you how to get out of here so you can keep the experience that you just got. So, in order to get out of here, what we want to do is, there's two locations. There's this location up here. And what we want to do is use a ledge here that Arokh can't walk off of, And since that's the case, it will help push Arokh into the cave here. Of course, the angle of it, I'm supposed to be facing this way. Though this seemingly is giving me a bit of a hard time. Let's get Arokh a little closer then. Okay, there we go. I just didn't have him close enough. Alright, so what we want to try to do is get Arokh pop into here, get the camera out of bounds, and then fly up as Arokh's going out of bounds. And I didn't turn him enough. Again, this is kind of going back to episode 65 when we were trying to leave the Half-Man Cave. But I will note that this particular ledge, as the only way to get up here is with Arokh, can be hard to get back onto after when you already landed on it once. However, there is another spot just behind us that we can also use. Let's go ahead and skip to that. So, as for the other locations, just right up here, and probably best to land up over here. I mean, you could land up where I was about to land to, but it can get a little hard to do so landing up there is easier. And so what we want to do is do the same thing what we were doing, and just try to use the strafe button to kind of coax Arokh into here. Try to use the camera, and I didn't quite get Arokh high enough. Okay, so basically, just fly Arokh. We can either land him right up here or over there. Come on, Arokh, get down there. Okay, thank you, Arokh. We then turn him into the corner, and then we walk him as close as we can to get the corner. Once it's close enough, then we'll do a strafe to the side. We'll go out of bounds, flying up, and there we go! Yes! That's how we do it. That is how we get out of here. Now, speaking of getting out of here, we need to save right here. The reason why we are saving right here is because there is a chance when trying to leave here, if we cross from the cave in here to outside, there might be a chance that Arokh would actually, which didn't happen this time, but there is a chance that Arokh will freeze, will disappear, and the game will completely freeze, and you can't save or load or anything. So just save the game before doing that so you don't have to do the cave all over again. Alright, let's talk about the cave here where normally the scavengers would be. So we can actually mountain bypass into here. Not that there would be any much benefit in doing so, but just because we can, let me show you how to get in here and get out. Now, what we're going to do, we're about right here, we're going to do the anywhere mountain bypass glitch. Using, again, L2 and triangle, and as well as a control stick and R stick to L stick and R stick to maneuver Arokh around. Once we are in here, the cave is already rendered, so we should be able to just go ahead and fly on into here as per normal without having to save the game and then load back to have Arokh be transported into here. Okay, now Arokh, if you can, thank you, if you can just move on here. Basically, there's a few locations we can try to work with here, but the best location that I have found that work is over there.
I can't fly here.
So one thing I found is that if you tilt Arokh's head down, it'll help change the camera angle. For this particular, the cave, I think it helps trying to exit out of here. And also, we did not need to use the camera exit out. If we just maneuver Arokh to the left and fly him up, we can avoid clipping in. We're at one of the caves over here that basically holds some gold that we cannot reach. Like this bag of gold over here. Now, the thing is, we can't mountain bypass into this cave to retrieve the gold. However, there is another place that we can bypass into outside here to be able to get that gold, which is located right here. So what we want to do is make our way up to here, then make our way up to here. Now, right here, in between the mountainside and this little snow mound, I guess there is a very thin gap of the collision programming between the two objects that we're going to abuse in trying to get onto here, which will utilize jumps, rolls, and strafing to try to get into here. So if we jump here, jump again, and we can get inside here. Now, I actually dropped in at a pretty good spot. this spot right here will automatically actually have me get into the ground the way I want to. We're gonna do it again. Okay, one more time. There we go. Yes, and then we're able to roll out over to here, to roll, and over to here to collect the gold, which was just 4 measly gold. All that work for just 4 measly gold. Ugh. You can also cancel out of the glitch and then explore the outside of the cave normally. There is another bag of gold drop back over here, which we cannot roll underneath this thing to get it. However, what we can do is go on the outside and then crouch down to get the bag of gold. You can then walk out over here and pop up here to leave, which we'll need to use some aneurysma slide jump glitch down to get to Arokh, or we can just call him up here. Or we can simply back out the way we came, and so instead of popping up, we're actually just going to run out over here, which we can simply just exit out right towards Arokh. In fact, this opening exists on the other side as well. Now let's talk about the cave where the Dragon Strike is. So, located right about over here. What we want to do is that in order to bypass in here with Arokh, we're going to do what we did in episode 63. And so we're going to toggle the control stick left and right and have Arokh pop in there and then just save the game. And Arokh should be, as long as you got him about this far into the mountain, you should be able to save the game, and then he'll be considered inside the cave. Okay, perfect. Let's see here. I wonder... Oh! Nice, I didn't need to save the game and have Arokh load in here. Now, I do want to point out, look at the general shape of this part of the cave here. This is the part where you get the Dragon Strike. Unfortunately, as you can see here, there isn't any way that Arokh can pop out without clipping back in. There is no safe way, no outer limits is going to help you here. So you are essentially now stuck in here. We could put Arokh down in here, but as I said... he'll just get stuck inside here. We can roam around and stuff inside here, but there's really nothing we can do. However, there is right in behind me is another spot where you can collect gold. A bag of gold, and fortunately we can't go and claim that bag of gold.
Good luck, Rynn.
I mean, well, we can, but we can't get out of here with Arokh. But so how do we get this gold? Well, there is a way. It's a little bit out of the way, but there is a way to get it. Well, guess what time it is? It's time for some phantom rolling. In fact, we're back over here. Now, if you want to refer to how to get in here, it's episode 67, about the 3-minute 36 mark. I'm just saving the explanation since it's just been talked about last episode. Now, the reason why we're back over here is that if you remember from the 624 mark of episode 67 is that as long as I keep Rynn rolling while the phantom rolling glitch is active, she can phase through all the walls and barriers. So that means I should be able to navigate all the way back to that one cave and be able to bypass through everything without having to use Arokh. Just be careful of any ledges and chests on the way there. Okay, now to test to see if we're going. Oh yes, it's working. Let's go. There we go, and all of that just for 8 gold. Okay, let's move on to the next glitch. Now let's talk about mountain bypassing into the prison. So, there are 2 locations to do this. First location that we can do is getting into here, and then we're going to maneuver Arokh around right above where the entrance to Maulgak's cave is, and if done right, I should be able to save Arokh, make him disappear, and load him into the cave. And there we go. Right about right here is where you need to do it. Rotate him around, and no, I'll need to load back to get him in there. All right, now that we're in here, what I would recommend visiting is the two big areas that have all the half-men. The one with all the crates, and the one that's just a big area with some archers and some scavengers. Well, I just completely whiffed that one. Of course, before we do any exploring, we should probably save the game. Okay, so you can pretty much navigate from here all the way down to where the other group of half-men are. And then, let's see here, the best way to get out of here is down here, right in this spot over here. So we're just going to maneuver Arokh around here. We're going to save the game because Arokh can have trouble landing back into the cave if he clips in by accident. And which he did. So, okay, go ahead and load back from the previous save. So, what we're doing here is, again, just trying to strafe Arokh into here and then try to use the blocks here to push Arokh out. For this one, the outer limits may help us in trying to get Arokh out of here, so let's be sure to put the camera into... There we go! Yes, put the camera out into the outer limits, head up to have Arokh fly up, and then we can clear the ceiling. The other location that we can bypass is located over here, located around here. And what we want to do when we finally bypass into here is we're going to make it onto the other side of the mountain over here, and then we're inside here. Once when we're inside here, where we want to actually go with this is right over here. So if we descend down in here, Arokh, if you descend down in here, Arokh, fine! Guys, get out of here! Fine, now, Arokh, if you would kindly descend down in here. Normally I don't have that much trouble with that. We can then dismount and leave Arokh right here. He will not fly off. Then, what we can do now is interact with this guy over here, who will not fight you no matter what, and will die with a swing of a dagger. I have a very, very important job for you. Can you watch my stuff for me? I'm just gonna leave it up behind you. No answer? I'll take that as a yes. All right, here I go. Okay, I'll be back for it later, so just let no one steal them, okay? All right, I'm off. Once when we get to Arokh, the place where we need to leave is up over here by these ice blocks. We strafe right over to them and then use them to push Arokh out of here. We do not need to use the outer limits camera to leave here. We'll just angle Arokh in a way that he'll be able to leave out of here. There we go. Now we want to look up to make sure that we can get into the outer limit over here. Once when Arokh is no longer in the cave, we're going to just strafe over to this land bridge that connects to the mountainside, then twist Arokh around to get him free from the mountainside. Now let's check on to see how good of a job that one half-man is doing with my stuff.
I'll be right here.
Okay. Hey, guard, are you there? Hey! There you are. Hey, can I have the key to get out of here?
Just get the key from that door.
Hey, how's my stuff going? Nope, nothing. Okay, you leave me no choice. I'm sorry about this, but you leave me no choice. Okay. Now go ahead and leave out of here, and I really hate to do that. Oh, and he did such a nice job too. Look, I got all my stuff back. If he only gave me the key, I've been more happy to pay him for his services. Such a shame. Oh well. Now, you can also go ahead and kill him, though you need to be careful when doing this, because if you kill him, the key will go ahead and get stuck behind there. So after activating the cutscene with the trapdoor, if you have killed the guard before doing that, the key will be deleted. The key that was once over here is now deleted.
Oh my
So now there's no way to get out of here. However, there is a way to get the key right after killing the guard. So in order to get the key, we'll first need to grab one of this key on the left. And okay, need to drop that key. That's a key to the right prison cell. We want the key to the left prison cell over here. Once when you get in here, you will need to have a torch. We're going to be doing the phantom rolling glitch, which the location for it is right over here, where we can get Rynn to do these jumps into the snow. As for the reason why the torch is the only one that works here, I tried all the other weapons and no luck in trying to do the phantom rolling glitch. Honestly, I just don't know. If I were to take a guess at it, it probably has to do with the frame rate dropping when equipping the torch. At least I know that the game somewhat slows down when you have the torch equipped. And so that probably gives it the window that Rynn can actually perform the glitch a whole lot better with the torch than any other weapon, and at least making this one spot work. Sometimes I find if it's still giving me quite a hard time, I'll de-equip and re-equip the weapon and then try again at it. Again, we're just looking for the 5th jump. Of course, the 5th jump doesn't guarantee you'll go, but if done right, you can go ahead and do the phantom rolling glitch, get the key, and then open up the gate, and thus this will be gone when you activate Maulgak's cutscene. Speaking of Maulgak's cutscene, if we go ahead and kill the half-man over here, fly through the gate to Sardana, fly back to Shiverbane, then the character model of the once deceased guard is now deleted. So that means when we activate the Trapdoor Cutscene, Maulgak will be standing alone. There is no longer any bodyguard because that bodyguard uses the character model of the guard that you get the key from in the cutscene. So once when that's deleted, there is no one but Maulgak looking at Rynn from the other side. Which also means that Maulgak has to walk back by himself. Which is kind of sad when you think about it. Of course, if you want Maulgak by himself in the cutscene, be sure to get the key before you activate the cutscene. Otherwise, again, since there's no guard, there is no key. The key has been deleted. Another way with messing the cutscene revolves around trying to press the start button at, I believe, the right time. Either that, or it's heavily RNG related. But you can have Rynn with her armor equipped in the cutscene. Once when the cutscene ends, however, she'll be without her armor, but you can have her wear it throughout this part of the cutscene. I tried to replicate it several times, but only been able to do it twice so far, which means it's probably heavily RNG related, as I said. But with a little bit of luck, you can have this wonderful accident happen. Well, that's it for this episode, everyone. I'm sorry that it went a little bit over, but I really want to get Shiverbane done and over with. So in the next episode, we will finish Shiverbane, as we're going to explore some more glitches revolving around the prison, as well as with the fight with Maulgak and Jasad himself. So, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, have a great life, everyone.
You don't look so clever now, do you, you lowlander sow? You think you're better than...
Well, that ain't right.
My leg!
Thank you.